hello, everybody. This is Catrice Johnson, and I'm so excited because I have two beautiful ladies with me today that are going to be at the event. One of them is Jenny Gracia. She is the owner of Aceva. I never can get this right.
ADV.
That's it. And then we have Betsy Smith, Dr. Betsy Smith, who is owner. She is the author of a wonderful book that she just wrote. That's going to be for advocacy, people that are needing help. I can't remember right now. I'm getting nervous because I'm being asked a couple of questions. So the Expo is what we're talking about. So let me just go in and say a couple of things. First of all, I'm really excited that we are tonight having this discussion because we're talking about the PowerLink Expo that's going to be coming up 18th and 19th. The event is going to be extremely powerful. We've got some really awesome speakers that are going to be there. Two of them are with me tonight. And we're going to talk about some of the things that they're going to be doing. Secondly, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Bantu Cola, who is awesome, who is helping us launch this event that we're having here, the conversation we're going to have tonight on live stream. So Bantu Cola for that. And we are looking forward to having this conversation for the next few minutes with these two lovely ladies. Hello, ladies. Welcome.
Hello. Hi.
So glad to be here, and you can see my little dogs are walking behind me because they want to be part of it too.
Of course they do. They're just like kids.
That's right.
Okay, so into some stuff. Okay, so Jenny, we talked. I met Jenny at a AWA meeting, which was extremely powerful. We got a chance to have a discussion about who she was as a person and her business. And I'm not going to tell anything, I'm going to let her tell it. But Jenny impressed me so much that I had her phone number. I had to call her. I had to talk to her. I had to meet with her and get her on board with the PowerLink. And because of that, I want her to go and telling a little bit about her story and explaining who she is. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jenny. Tell us who you are, what you do.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Whatever time zone you're on watching this, or hope you're on the beach somewhere, sipping a pina colada, just relaxing. My name is Jenny, and I am an integrative military consultant. I have my own business, and we'll just keep it short, ADV. For my Latin speakers, Aceites de Vida, and it translates to oils of life. About 5 years ago, I was extremely sick, and I was on the borderline of filing bankruptcy. I was addicted to morphine. I was not doing all that well. The person you see before you today is not the same person I was 5 years ago. When my husband and I got married, we realized how can we possibly be successful and set the example for our future children if we are not setting a foundation properly. Well, I seeked alternative solutions, and that led me to a plant-based journey. And this plant-based journey, all I cared about was getting healthy again. I didn't care about making money. I didn't care about anything. I just wanted to be off the dangerous prescription medication that was bankrupting us. And from there, I just started seeing the changes in myself, in my marriage, my family. And one thing led to another. I started a business out of it. And with Young Living Essential Oils, I did absolutely amazing. I'm still with them. I'm still very happy. We have a team, and we have members in like 4 different continents right now. Sorry, wow. 4 different continents. That's just my team alone. We're spread everywhere. And from there, I decided, you know what? For those of you that may or may not know, it took me 10 years to finally share my story that I'm also a survivor of rape, and
Oh gosh.
the PTSD that I developed took a massive toll on me. And I didn't realize all the different triggers that I was experiencing constantly. That led me to my next point, which is where I am now. I have created courses and I'm writing books and journals for people that have PTSD. My expertise is with military families, but I do also help women that have hormonal imbalances because I cured my PCOS. So that is me in a nutshell, where I met Catrice. She may or may not know the full story, but that's how ADV was born, because I decided I am learning to be my own advocate, and it's my turn to empower the rest of the people, especially women entrepreneurs.
Awesome. Awesome. Questions, but right now I'm going to go to Dr. Betsy Smith, who is also here. I flubbed up your big interest once got started, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. She is the author of a wonderful book called Patient's Advocacy. And this book is probably one of the most powerful books that you can have if you have loved ones that you're taking care of. Dr. Betsy, I met her almost 15 to 20 years ago. Right after I graduated from college, I was going to Pensacola State College. I got a chance to talk to her a little bit about doing some work for her. Didn't come pan through, but we kept our relationship. And met her again, I guess about maybe 4 months ago, at an event. No, back in November, we rekindled the relationship. We're excited
Yeah.
about the fact that you are on board and talking and got your book out. A little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
I am, as much as I hate this term, I'm an empowerment coach, because empowerment is just way overdone. But I have in my whole career, because I was a child of the 60s, so I bought into all of the women's movement. I did not only buy into it, I became it.
Okay.
And so all of my life I have coached, empowered, mentored, given women the opportunity in business to shine. My husband was diagnosed with bone cancer in 2014, and he died in 2018. And during that 4-year war, not battle, war with cancer, I saw things in the healthcare system I wish I hadn't seen. And so I wrote a book, not knocking the healthcare system, but giving tips for people who are family members and friends of people in the healthcare system. I don't want to teach them how to do Medicare. I don't want to teach them how to do living wills. I want to teach the family and friends to stand up. Just because the doctor says this is how it is, you don't have to say okay. You can question them. If you don't understand it, ask them to explain it in words that you can understand. So it's the same kind of empowerment that I've worked all my life with women. And now it has taken another step for family, because everybody has a healthcare system story. Catrice, everybody does.
Absolutely.
And so I wrote this, the Patient Advocacy Handbook, and Catrice is going to teach me how to fix this so it's not backwards when you look at it.
Yeah, I do that. I'm going to do that for sure.
So, my goal all my life, my goal has been to help people. And then during the 60s, it was, women aren't treated in other groups of people are way behind. So wouldn't exactly say I was an activist, but close.
That's awesome, though. That's super awesome. Okay, so before I get started in asking all my questions, if you are watching this particular link today, if you have questions that you'd like that two lovely ladies, please drop it into the low. Go ahead and post it, and we will get those questions out and answer. I'm gonna go back and forth with the both of you and ask some questions, because I have lots of questions that I want to ask myself, and this is gonna help people understand why I asked you guys to be speakers at this particular event.
Okay.
A lot of times people think that whenever you do business expos, that it's supposed to be specifically about business. Everything has to be about the technology. Everything has to be about, learning how to hire, fire, blah. We have all that there, okay? But we're also going to talk about things that business owners don't think about, like mental health. We're going to talk about things that people don't think about, like when they have to take care of their loved ones, how to be an advocate for their loved ones. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be your opportunity to find out what's going to be at the event. And if you have questions about it, this is your time to ask questions. If you are interested in being a part of the PowerLink Expo, please, 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 please go to thepowerlinkexpo.com and register. This is a free event. The workshops are free. The seminars are free. The expo itself is free. The exhibits are free. But you must register. So please go ahead and register today. So we're going to start with Dr. Bessie Smith, because right now I am I'm just like, so what's the word I want to use? Excited about her being here, because I've had loved ones that were in the hospital. I've had loved ones, even myself, that was sick, and the doctor would give us new stuff and say, here, try this out. And I can remember a time when my mom, for once, she was really, really sick, deathly ill. And we took her to the hospital, and the doctor, got her all better and everything. And then he gave her a medication that was new on the market. And so I started asking questions, and my mother got nervous, was like, Catrice, be quiet. The doctor knows what he's doing. And in
Oh
my
yeah.
head, I was like, no, he doesn't. That's why they call it a practice. They're practicing. And so in my head, I was like, no. But if I had someone to help me be an advocate, it would have been, outturn would have been better, because medicine actually made her sicker. And so tell me some things that we need to think about when we advocating for our loved ones as business owners.
Well, since I've published the book, I talked to a woman in North Carolina that I know that has a podcast. And I said, I'd like to be a guest on your podcast. And my book is about patient advocacy. And she said, what does that have to do with business? And I kind of stopped and I said, I'll get back to you. Well, of course, if someone, the typical caregiver is a 49-year-old woman working full time. So when she can't be at work, who do you think's doing her work? And a lot of caregivers don't want to tell their boss what's going on, because they're afraid they will be, the boss will say, well, you've got too much to do, just go on. Now, we all know, Catrice, and Jenny, in order to replace a person and work, it's about $60,000. So if businesses could embrace, just like childbirth, caregiving is at the other end of the spectrum. And if they can have parental leave, or they can or even have people like me come into their business and have a support group of caregivers. So those caregivers understand their business, understands them. And then they can be free to step up and advocate. And there's a difference between
Absolutely.
a caregiver and an advocate. I was both. We've all been both. But when it comes to being the advocate, that's the person who says, do not give him that pill. Don't give him that pill, because I know what it does to him. So that's
okay.
That's my new thing.
Absolutely. So Jenny, bounce back and forth between the two of you. I'm super excited for y'all being here. You have no idea. Like, my brain is just popping off. I feel like popcorn inside now, because I have so many questions. You gave your story a
Some
little
of
bit of,
this.
There you go, Jenny.
I need that. I'm so serious. So, okay, you're on self-talk. Like when I first met you, we were talking about how we sometimes talk ourselves out of things. We allow ourselves to be failures because we're afraid of success. Tell me a little bit about what be having at the event. Tell me some of the things that you're going to kind of tap into.
Absolutely. So we're going to focus mainly on communication, which, as Dr. Betsy understands, when we have boundaries and we don't allow people to pressure us into making any kind of rush decision that changes your life. Because as business owners, we know that the day we finally take that plunge and take that leap of faith and we're like, I'm going to launch my business, everything changes. And
Absolutely.
when we understand the personality that we might engage with, our future clients or the future people that we're going to advocate for, because as business owners, we're advocating no matter how you look at it.
You are, absolutely.
And we have to learn how to be a thermostat, not a thermometer.
Oh, that's good, Jenny.
Ooh,
And
that's awesome.
It goes for ourselves and our clients. Because if you have a difficult client, and you can even apply the same thing to a relationship, to your personal, to family, to anything that's going on, to a friend. If you apply that strategy, that technique, you understand that if someone is angry with you, if you have an upset client, you're not going to level with them by raising your volume. That's not how it works.
Right.
Now you have to always take the bigger path. It's the most difficult one, but it's okay. And as long as we understand how to communicate effectively and understand my client is not pleased with the work, let's understand if it's something I did, or maybe they're projecting their frustration on us.
Because there is a big difference of those for sure. For sure.
Yes.
So being said, with the workshop I'm going to be hosting and understanding those two things, how do we overcome when we have a client that is project as opposed to really upset about something we've done wrong?
So that's one of the things that you have to be selective with who you work with. You have to have respect for yourself as well. Even if you're a business that's just starting out, whether you're just starting out or you've been around for 20 years, you have to have the respect for your business that you're not just going to take on anyone. You have to know your niche. You have to know who you're serving, because Dr. Betsy and I, as much as we have the same ideologies and we want to protect and impact, we're serving different audiences.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so,
yes,
we can bounce people back and forth. I might not be the one that can impact you the way Dr. Betsy can. So let me refer you to her.
Exactly. And that's what Catrice is doing for us, right? I mean, even you and I are now forming a relationship that will support both of our businesses.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Having that maturity as a business owner, having that, and it's not just respect for yourself, but it's also for the other person, that you understand their needs and their personality. Maybe, I could hear someone out like, I am not the person for you.
Exactly. Yes.
Her personality,
yep,
spot on. You guys are going to work very well together.
And I think the more
Absolutely.
that we can refer with our businesses, the more people will refer to us. Because I believe in the abundance theory. There's enough for everybody. I don't have to run after other people's clients. There's enough for all of us to serve.
Absolutely. I love the devotion that Catrice has to this event because we're trying to, and I'm sorry that the light is just, it's casting a shadow over
You
me,
look
but
wonderful. You're glowing.
Glowing. Yes, she is glowing.
um, we're all about building community. And I always tell people, and every time I introduce myself, I tell them, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. I can't compete with you if I want you to win. There's a seat for all of us.
Absolutely.
And if you don't see your seat, well, you better bring a fold out chair and you better sit there.
Absolutely. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna today I promised myself and I'm gonna tell why I started this business. A lot of
Great.
people
Let's hear.
a lot of people when I got started, I'm a graphic designer and married, and I would have people come to me and ask all kinds like, do you know how to do a business license? Can you help me with the trademark? Can you do that? Can you do the other? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not this crayon in the box, but I'm pretty bright. But some stuff I just could not get down pat, and it was just like I can't do this. And so I found myself doing research and asking all this and trying to figure out how I can help other businesses without having to necessarily dig into my stuff because I wanted to keep doing what I was doing, which was graphic design and marketing. The questions never stop. And so as I researched different things, I began to network with other people that would help figure out things that needed to be done. And that's how this was birthed. Um, Once I got enough people in my corner that were willing to support me, and some of the questions that I had concerning different things, so I can go back and answer questions for other people, I began to ask them if they'd be willing to speak at events that I didn't know where I was going to host. They didn't even know how I was going to host it. I just started saying, yeah, I'm going to. And so as I began to say it, it began spoken into fruition. It began to happen. So my first expo together was here over at the Hampton Inn of Airport Boulevard, and it was 25 vendors, so we had like 150 people come in, and I was super excited because we had the workshops, we had the walking around doing all kinds of little things, and the vendors were making money. Everybody was happy, and so like, oh my God, we need to do this again. And so of course, because I dream big. I don't know why, but this is what God's inside of me. I dream big. I decided that I was going to do it at UWF conference hall. 100 people come to that, and about 75 vendors. I'm going to tell you that was one of the most awesome events that I've ever seen happen. Workshops. We had the networking. We had people pretty excited about all the things that were going on. Everything didn't happen the way I wanted it to. The fact that I was able to pull it off was exciting for me. And so when I got ready to do the next one, I had to deal with personal issues. Came to going through a flood. Remember the flood from 2014? Yeah, I was in that one. And there was a fluke tornado in 2016 where I lost everything. So having to rebuild my life, basically the reason why I was doing it. But as soon as I got my footing, as far as marketing and graphic design was concerned, someone came to me. Can't remember her name to save my life right now. She said, Patrice, what is your real passion? What is your goal? What is it that you really want to do? And I said, if I could, to help the community, I would like to put on and workshops and really do like to do the conference and everything. Birthed inside of me. Right in there, it was almost like every day back in from 2012 to 2013, clicked right back in. I was like, I've got to do this. And so I put my other businesses aside. Listen, I don't get paid for any of this. This is all for the community. I would love to get paid for it, but this is really like my passion right here. And I decided we put it together last year. It went off. We didn't have as many participants because we've never done one in a pandemic. But this year, we got some phenomenal speakers that are going to be at the event, and I'm super excited about that. And so when I say that if you're trying to grow your business, if you're trying to get self-help to do what to do for your business, this is an opportunity. Not just about me coming and saying, oh, we have an event. This is about really helping small businesses grow. So if you are a business owner, you want to be a part of it. That being said, again, I want to thank the sponsor, Bantu Cola, for being up and helping out, because I tell you, I don't get a chance to do this on my own. I'm not, again, I'm the brightest, I'm not the brightest in the box, but I'm bright enough. But this is not I don't want it to be my forte. So I call a partner in, which is Bantu, and they are a partner, so I'm super excited about that. But with that being said, Bessie, talk a little bit more about your workshop. Okay. So
Okay.
a little bit about, how we can help businesses. But let's talk advocating for our family members. So sometimes, I don't know if I told this on, I don't know, I'm just really excited. So when I'm excited, I get excited and I can't talk and I can't think. But you were talking about how you can advocate and say, don't take that pill. And sometimes whenever you have things happen like that, there sometimes disregards the things that you're trying to do to protect how do you fight against that? How do
You say
you
no.
say, this is going to happen?
You say no. And they're not used to hearing no. But if you've got the power of attorney and all the, you have the right to say that. I knew that Ambien made him hallucinogenic. And he had enough problems going on without her giving him that Ambien to help him sleep. Here's another thing that happened, Catrice, Jenny, and our audience. We were out in way nowhere, West Texas. My husband has cancer. He gets sick. He gets pneumonia, he goes to the hospital. And it's a little, as one of my friends says, podunk hospital. Doing the best I can. And every morning I would get in, if I didn't sleep there, I would be there by 6 a.m. to talk to the nurse. And this one morning, she and I are looking at the monitor and she said, oh, that can't be right. I said, what? And she said, his blood count has doubled since midnight. That can't be right. They had put Jack's name on somebody else's blood vial and somebody else's name on Jack's blood vial. Yeah. Now, if that nurse hadn't caught that, they would have had 2 fatalities.
Oh, wow.
And when she finally grasped what was going on, she went running down the hall, and we had every phlebotomist and everybody in that hospital in the room. And Catrice, I was provost of a health-related campus here in Pensacola, Florida. And
yes,
I just was horrified. So I wrote a memo to the hospital CEO. I'm sure you know this, but this has happened. As former provost of a medical health campus, I know this is big. Well, there were other things that happened. But my message is, get your medical records every day. Every day. They'll give them to you. They may not say yes immediately, but they will. Because if you transfer to another doctor, those records may or may not get there. Not intentionally. People are just busy. And always, always, always be there. Somebody's got to be there. Somebody else has to be there beside the patient.
Okay. That is powerful. Okay. I'm just taking, I want to talk about an incident. We'll talk about an incident when I get off camera, because it's a little bit more personal. That happened to me that made me so angry, and I could have sued a doctor here in Pensacola because of what happened. But I'm thankful that was caught prior to because it was I almost committed suicide over what happened because it was that serious.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that off camera.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit more on you, because you're like bright star right now. I'm just so excited being at the event. And we're going to be also
I feel like the
going to
show's
be
over
talking
after
with.
that. That was a cherry topper. Yeah, we can make something
No,
horrifying
we
into
have
something
some
positive.
cherries. But Jenny,
Wow.
you guys are going to be a part of another discussion, women in business. We as
Yeah.
business owners that are women, we struggle through a lot more than business owners, especially the male factor. In fact, we things that we deal with that a lot of business owners that are men don't deal with. For example, I remember I was going to get a huge with the company, and I was told that I was too emotional to be able to handle it, and never really displayed any emotions at all concerning business. I was elated that I was going to get it, but because it was I was a female, I would be too emotional to handle it, and I did not get the contract. What are the things that we as business owners have to deal with whenever we're dealing in the nation of business? Either one of you can answer that. Did I ask that right? I might not have asked that. Let me
I
what are some of
understood
the
what
things
you
that
meant,
you
if that's not it.
You're just
said?
freezing up, Patrice. You're freezing
I'm
up.
freezing.
We can't hear you. Yeah.
Oh,
So let
so
me lead, because I think I
okay.
know what you're asking. My number one thing is I have a whole list of Betsy's rules. And number one is you get to choose. And number two is stop apologizing. And
Okay.
we've got to step out of what do they think of me into I'm the best damn person they ever saw. I'm going to give them a presentation that's going to knock their socks off. I don't care if I'm female, male, black, white, red, yellow, trans. I don't care. I know who I am. I know how good I am. And I know how I can help this business. And we have to first internalize that, oh, well, I don't want to be too pushy. Oh, but forget that. As I say when I coach my clients, if I can get you from where I am over here as pushy and you're over here as not, if we can just meet in the middle, your professional success will be greatly enhanced. You don't have to be me.
That is wonderful. What about you, Jenny? Let's talk about some of the things that you've had to overcome.
How much time do we have?
No, just one, Jenny. Just one.
You got 2 minutes, no, I'm joking.
The way Yvette said, we have to stop seeking validation from people, and we have to remember that people's opinion of us is none of our business. I was in aviation before this. So before I set off on my entrepreneurial career, I was in aviation for a very long time. And so that's a triple minority, because young, female, Latina, I pretty much was called every name in the book every day. Come here. Oh,
we have a puppy or a kitty.
She heard it and she's like, "Who's messing with my mommy?"
Let us see her.
Oh, she's a rescue, but sometimes I don't know who rescued who.
Yeah, I have rescues too. She's adorable.
It's really important for us to simply learn to back off when we no longer are able to serve a client the way we want to serve them.
Absolutely.
Because as much as they may need our help, maybe they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
And you have to let them come to that decision, like, you're right, I wasn't ready for this. And whether it's a week, a year, whatever X amount of time later, they'll come back. They will. They always do. I'm sure Betsy and Trace, both of you, understand, like, they always come back. And they're like, you were right.
And they come back when they're ready. And you are exactly right, Jenny. The point of readiness is the most important thing.
Absolutely. I'm going to say this one more time. If anyone's watching this and you have questions for us, please drop it into the chat to hear from you. If you want to just hear what we have to say, that is perfectly fine. At the Expo takes place on May the 18th and 19th. As you can see, we have two very powerful women that can answer questions, even though I'm not asking the right questions. Apparently, I don't think I am. We're doing pretty
good.
Stop
it. Betsy's rules number 2, stop apologizing.
That's right. Yes. I will never apologize again. That's right. But with that being said, on May the 18th and 19th, we're going to be at the Fort Walton Beach Christian Life Center on Street. It's going to be a really awesome event. You get a chance to really hear what the ladies have to say. I ask questions because I'm interested in the things you're going to be saying. I can't wait to see in place there. We have a workshop for everything you can think of. Go to www.thepowerlinkexpo.com. You'll be all of that. But with what we have going on, it's not just going to be the workshops. We have workshops, we have seminars, we have conferences, we have a party, which is going to be awesome, and we have what else that we're going to be aired at the event. It's going to be a thriller for everybody. That if you're trying to grow your business, this will be the you want to be at for sure. I'm going to ask one more question to both of you ladies, and then we're gonna call it, because I don't believe in wasting time. I want to get the main information out there, and then if people want to, they don't. But this is going to be something where we can end on a strong. Tell the people what they can expect in your workshop, like literally the takeaways they can get from the workshop.
Just, oh my goodness, just a few takeaways. You're going to learn how to protect yourself, not just as a business owner, but also as growing and stepping out of your comfort zone and knowing that this is for the betterment of your business. Because the uncomfortable feeling that we get when we step out of our comfort zone, that's when growth begins.
Awesome. How about you, Betsy? What are some of the takeaways?
Well, they're going to learn how to communicate directly and professionally and respectfully, but how to communicate. They're going to learn that doctors and nurses put on their pants just like we do, one leg at a time. Women in business are going to learn, I deserve this. Why would I not ask for it? But if you're going to ask for it, you got to be ready to leave and have that path all mapped out for you. It'll be a fun, exciting day. We will focus, I'm sure, Jenny and I both, depending on who's in our room, will adjust our presentation to that audience.
Yes, I'm very, very excited to work with Betsy and see you again, Catrice, because I know that we are 3 very, very strong women, and it's going to be a powerhouse.
It is. It'll be great fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're going to make a difference in people's lives.
And that's the most important thing, that when people that they see that there's going to be a difference. One of the things I'm very proud of concerning this particular event is that I vet every speaker. I don't let someone come in and say, I can speak on this. I don't care if you can speak on it. The goal is whenever it's done, said and done, you're not being sold something, that you're actually going to learn something, and that when it's all finished, literally go back and look at your notes and say, oh, wow, that's a information that I can use. I'm tired of going to different networking events and conferences and workshops, and then all I hear is a sales pitch for this. This is not a sales pitch. It's about somebody getting something and walking away and leaving with it and understanding that when all finished, they can what they have and apply it to their business life or their personal. And that's why we're doing what we're doing.
Yep.
So if you're interested in being a part of this event, please again go to the PowerLinkExpo.com. Underneath, click on attend, and you can register right there. Again, everything is pretty much the workshops are free, the seminars are free. The only thing you pay for are the conference, and that's because we're going to feed you. You want to get fit, don't pay. You don't have to worry about it. But we're going to feed you, so feed you. And then the speed networking, which is you get a chance to do a lot of handshaking and talking to people about your business. And we have that set up designed specifically for you to meet some of the most awesomest people in the room. Interested in being up, go ahead and register today. We'll be more than happy to get you all signed up and guesses. Don't show up to the event talking about I didn't register. We're going to make you register. Okay, you're going to have to register. And then we're going to take you badge. Every person that registered, and we're going to know who you are and what you do. So come on down and enjoy the fun that we're going to have on these 2 days. We're going to be and ready for you to learn something and grow. So thank you guys so much. Ladies, you were just so awesome. I'm excited about you guys being a part of it. It's going to be a wonderful event. You guys are going to be powerful as you do your speaking, and have the best time ever. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking time to hear what we had to say. Catch us on next Monday with the next two people that are going to be talking and telling you about. They're going to be talking about their workshop. Have a good night. Enjoy yourselves tonight. Eat well, but don't eat too much, and have fun.
Bye,
everyone. See y'all soon.
Guys.
Okay.